How does it feel to be part of the craziest film or like the blockbuster, super hit, massivest film of this year? Like, oh my
I don't
god.
know what do you want me to say? I don't know. It's to play Kulashekara. Like once I had the idea, created a vision, then it was just about like physicalizing all of those things, and most of it was written about it.
Do you care about the identity of Hindi cinema?
Like why does Hindi cinema have to have a certain identity? Why can't it be like how cinema? It's cinema. I mean, Hindi cinema was pan-India before the whole concept of pan-India existed,
So true.
right? Apparently, he first realized how big a deal he was. He had some store opening. They had invited him in Bangalore. He said there were people lining the streets from the airport to that store.
What? We're not able to really get people in to watch our stories right now, currently, especially Hindi language films. But the same audience is buying a ticket to Kantara Chapter 1.
But that Kantara Chapter 1, but how many are like you release some other Kannada film or something else, will they still go and watch it?
I have to ask you what Dharmendra meant to you.
There is an image of him from Yaadon ki Baraat. And I used to look at that and say, oh, wow, like kya hero hai.
Have you ever leaned on any sort of therapy for being an actor? Because, hey man, all of us should. It is the end of the year and it's been quite a year at the movies. I'm sitting with one such person who made the JTF Power List 2025. Now, the Power List is something that I put together with a lot of love. It's the performances and the makers who made films or series or even music that I engaged with you, my wonderful audience, stuff you talked to me about, stuff we discussed, sometimes in the DMs, sometimes in the comments. But truthfully, it's such a joy to put this together. So on the JTF Power List, and he has no idea that this has happened to him.
JTF Power List. Abdina enna?
I just explained it.
No, but what is JTF?
Just to film.
Oh, just to film a Power List.
Yeah, Power List. Yeah, you're feeling powerful.
Yeah. Slight sardi zukam, but yeah, I'm feeling really powerful right now.
Well,
I made it to the Power List.
You made it to the Power
Not
List.
bad, not bad.
But while I was actually putting your blurb together, I realized that this year would have been like your 20th or 21st year in the movies.
14th year actually.
14th only?
Yeah.
How?
I just think कि लोगों को लगता है कि कब से देख रहे हैं
2004 and all you released,
नहीं 2011 रे क्या है तुम्हारा रिश्ता तो गूगल करके देख ले ऐसे
मुझे
सिंपल सा
लगा कि
सर्च
तेरे हो गए 20 साल तो आई थॉट ये भी कंग्रेचुलेशन
मेरे तो हो गए वो 20 से ज्यादा हो गए
तो?
ऐसे लाइफ में
तो यार ऑब्वियसली
50 का हो गया नियरली
So it's been a while, Gulshan. Okay.
2011 was my debut, so technically it's about 14 years.
14 years, okay.
Yeah, 14.
So it's been a while. I think 14 years since we have
15
seen you
साल हो
do.
जाएगा
15 साल हो जाएगा.
April, I think, was Damaradam was my first release. Was April, so April,
Yeah.
I think.
Because I think during that time, Shaitan also released.
Shaitan was in June.
Yeah, it was the same year though.
Same year. Yeah.
And I remember we celebrated
Yellow Boot
10
was
years.
in September. Yes, we did that show with you.
Yeah, we did 10 years of Shaitan a few years ago in the pandemic.
Yes, ma'am.
And it's amazing to follow your journey because A, you're a brilliant actor. But more than that, Gulshan, I think you're just one of the easiest people that we know in this space.
Yeah, man, I'm pretty chill. I'm a nice guy. I'm chill. I'm relaxed.
I specifically love it when you
I'm
have to
incredibly talented. I'm gorgeous. And I can't believe it. I am me. Yeah.
And I think that the most fun I have watching you on the internet is when you're interacting with Paps.
Yeah. So what happened is that I had gone to that place. I had already entered the building. They said, no, can you please
Enter again.
Enter again.
Yes.
So they all that. So it's like, okay, fine. If you want me to pretend, here, let me put up a show for you.
It
I'll
was
do that.
fun.
A little bit of satire.
It was a lot of fun, and I think that one of the best things about just watching your journey is the fact that you don't take yourself too seriously, and at the same time you're putting out some phenomenal work. I think this is a great year to talk to you. You just had Kantara, Chapter 1, and now you have another show which is called Perfect Family, which I actually watched and I actually loved because I just think that a series which is this good. And it's available on YouTube. I think people should watch it. Yeah. So did you get the feeling, when you read the script that you wanted to be part of it? What were your reasons?
Like I met Sachin, who's the director, first, and we chatted about it, and I thought like it's a good idea. Mm-hmm. He had a perspective like, this is what I want to do with it, and it will be light-hearted and comical also, but it's will go into depths. We will really kind of get down and dirty with it also. Not so much in a very disturbing way. But that's the point. That's the point, that everything seems to be a certain way, but is it all just on the surface, or what's happening underneath, And sometimes we don't give enough time to sort of understand those aspects of ourselves. We just brush things under the carpet, and then many years pass, and then you're just like struggling to cope and deal with emotions and feelings, and you're blaming everybody around you. There's anger, there's angst, there's frustration. So it all builds up. And then you have to learn how to deal with them. The earlier you spot it, the better it is. So I thought with this story, I think it just, it's like any other average family. And then all the characters are going to be real, are like real people. So to make it very relatable, and not necessarily to start conversations, but at least start to have realizations that, I also, like for example, if you're short-tempered, like, why are you short-tempered? What is the reason? What is the trigger point? Can you do something? And sometimes people say really nasty things that they don't mean, but it's really hurtful, right? But then they wish that they didn't. But why are you saying that? So sometimes some amount of introspection, or when you find the reasons for that, you're probably able to sort of better tackle it. So
amazing.
So mental health and therapy, it's about this. It's not really about fixing relationships or families or something, but it's also identifying certain patterns and certain trigger. And then it's a self-improvement process. Like, can I be better? Can I be a better person? Can I be a better husband? Can I be, more importantly, can I be better than what I already am?
Now. So was your decision to be part of this show a decision because it's a good script, or because it's a good message?
I think it's like complete overall, like what Sachin was trying to do with the script. I think it's. I just told you I thought it was a good idea.
It's a good idea.
It's good for my career also. It adds to the diversity that I really like.
Correct.
Yeah.
And at the same time, I feel like, I am not so sure if you knew that this is going to land up on YouTube eventually.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, okay. But it's interesting, right? Because the way I look at it, I was like, hey, we get to watch you in like the theater, we get to watch you on a platform, and we get to watch you on YouTube. It's a good time, right? I mean, the way you look at it.
I have no idea. Actually, I don't know what to make of this right now. It's all new for me. I'm just going with that. I've decided to go with the flow. Okay, this is what it's going to be. Okay, this is what it's going to be. I'm not going to pretend to put a positive spin on it or something like that, because I really don't know. I have no idea. It's new.
How do you stay centered during all of it? Because I asked this question to Girija, and she's had a bit of a what's going on. Like, Girija has become the national crush. And it was so interesting that we spoke in context of this show, because she put out this video about how, I know it's all very overwhelming.
But she became national crush because of Babes.
Imagine.
Because of Babes. And I saw that and I sent it to her, and I think a whole bunch of her friends sent it to her, and she was like, what's happening?
What's going on?
I was also one of them.
Oh, wonderful.
Who sent it to her and said that, see, this is happening to you.
So, but I asked her, I said that you yourself said that is very overwhelming, right? And then it leads to the question that how do you guys stay centered? Like, for example, for you personally, have you ever leaned on any sort of therapy for being an actor? Because, hey man, all of us should.
Not so much for being an actor. Like, I've never had any problems sort of dealing with certain characters that I play, or being an actor made me do therapy or something like that. I was very reluctant in the beginning. Say again, I don't want to overhype this. Therapy is wonderful. This like sometimes it's crap. Sometimes I feel like I just paid 2,500 rupees for this, and I could have done this on my own. Like, I felt like that also. But there are times when really it's just your mind is blown, because they point out certain things or give you certain perspectives that you are like, wow, I could have never come up with that.
So true.
Because you are emotional about yourself, It's like, and somebody else is not looking at these things emotionally. So they would look at, and also we just get used to pretending or lying or conveniently choosing certain narratives that suit us, even with ourselves. Like, it's so difficult to be brutally honest to ourselves.
Of course.
It's really difficult. I felt that like most of us really in reality we have a really shitty opinion of ourselves, but because that will make us really feel like shit, so you come up with all like, no, to the world, what sort of a person you are. Like, oh no, I'm a good person. I'm like reliable. I come on time. I'm responsible. It's like a job interview. You will say all the right things, and many times we do the same thing to ourselves to just make us feel good about ourselves.
Yeah.
But the path to self-improvement, now not necessarily through therapy, is through brutally, honestly embracing and tackling these truths about yourself.
Correct,
that if you are lazy, then I am lazy.
Yeah.
You have to accept it. If you have to do something about it, if you have to make a change, you have to first accept it wholeheartedly. This is who I am, and deal with the disappointment of being that person in your own eyes.
Yeah.
And sometimes having another person makes it easier because it doesn't have to be that brutal. They will kind of cushion it for you.
Absolutely. And they'll say it's all right. There are others like you too.
Yeah.
Everyone's like this.
Or they'll give you some perspective. They're like, all is not lost. You can don't worry. It's
worry.
Like that. It's like, it's hurting. You're like, don't worry. It's going to be
relax
okay.
karo.
Yeah, they'll put see, we put ointment, it's going to be all right.
You're going to be fine. How does it feel to be part of the craziest film or like the blockbuster, super hit, massivest film of this year? Like, oh my God.
I don't know what do you want me to say? I don't know. It's cool.
No, you have to tell me.
I kind of knew it, like it was going to blow up. Yeah.
What was that like to be part of it? Like, do you remember? Like, what I'm curious
Nothing
to know.
really. As like being part of any other film, it has its challenges. Most of it was pretty easy for me. The most challenging part was on the horse because I had to learn how to ride a horse. And I was very horses are quite sensitive.
Yeah.
So you have to, and if you are scared on the horse can sense it. So you have to be really comfortable.
Regal.
Yeah. And then for I took 5 classes out of the 7. The 2 I skipped because I didn't have time. I had to go and join. So to be able to take the horse, control the horse, and hit those marks is quite challenging.
Yeah.
But I'm happy that we somehow managed without having any major accidents. With all that fire and chaos and all that noise and screaming and shouting. But to play Kulashekara, once I had the idea, created a vision, this is how he is going to be. He's going to be a slob. He's going to be entitled. He's going to be lazy. He's going to be drunk most of the time. Then it was just about physicalizing all of those things, and most of it was written about him.
Did you enjoy the process of working
very much
on it with Rishab?
Yeah, I did.
What does he bring
very
to
noisy,
you?
But then apart from that, very noisy sets. Apart from that, he has great passion. I have admiration for him at a level where he is also playing such a physically demanding part. He is directing, handling a set with more than 1,000 people at the same time, and the burden of expectation. And also a budget, the first one 16 crores. This was 125. So that much.
Yeah.
He's never made a film that was more expensive than 16 crores.
Yeah.
And now suddenly he's doing something. To be able to scale up like that and do all of those things well, and to be able to meet with those expectations that people have. Not only the expectations that he has of himself, which I'm sure he'll say that, no, I could have done better. And he's right. That's good that he has that. But audiences want to be wowed as much as we loved the first one. This has to be as good, if not better.
100%.
What a pressure.
Exactly.
To deal with that for over 3-4 years, 257 days of actual filming, pre-production, post-production, everything that can go wrong is going wrong. He's falling ill, I fell ill, I got scabies, and then some news of somebody drowned somewhere, then suddenly it's his fault. All of that is happening over there. And this is having to deal with all of those things. And there are critics also. Many people are not happy that he is
leveling up.
People are accusing him of monetizing the tradition, that belongs to the land, and all of this is going on. So to be able to deal with that on a daily basis and have his family shift with him over there, he has young kids. Man,
I don't
know how. So compared to all of this, for me it was a walk in the park. I didn't have to worry about anything except for the scabies.
But I was wondering, because they're talking about this whole movies are crossing over, whatever. Was it exciting for you as an actor as well to speak in languages that you perhaps didn't know? And what were the challenges in that? Because Kantara is a very different film. It's a very different metric on everything.
Yeah.
But if you just go down to the basics of it, if you had to do it all over again, which you are, because you are coming with legacy, I want to understand that what really changes for you? Does anything really change?
Nothing really changes. Sometimes even with Kantara, Kannada, I grew up in Karnataka. I am from Karnataka. It's a language that I'm familiar with. Although it's not my mother tongue, it's not spoken in my, it's Kodavatak.
Yeah.
But Kannada is a language I grew up in. For 30 years of my life, I've been growing up in that language. From that, so it's very comfortable. I don't have to. But this is a Karavali Kannada. This is a Mangalore style Kannada, which is a creative choice that they had taken. That this is what all the characters will speak. So it required a little bit of effort from my side, which one of our writers, Shanil Gautam, he helped out a lot. He's a guy from So.
Yeah.
In the middle, he went away for 1 month and he shot one film and it became like a big
Insane,
success.
right?
So that's how all of these guys are. Like they're really like a team of just a pool of very creative, hardworking people who all have this passion and ambition for telling stories. So he helped me a bit. Tamil was a little bit more trickier because I can speak basic conversational Tamil, but to articulate dialogues, I had never done that before. So I have a wonderful trainer called Smriti. She's a voice artist. So I lucked out because they found a voice artist to sort of. So she, the way she kind of like helped me with diction and pronunciations and all that, and she's always on set when we are there. Nimisha Sajjan is also there in that show, so it's wonderful. I love her. Like I had such a great time. And she's such a live wire. She's even Ranveer Singh will be like, how can somebody have so much energy? So she's that at 2 a.m. she wants me to do dance steps for some reel. I was like, oh please, no, I'm itching, I'm scabies. Go away, don't touch me.
No, I think it's so exciting to be in a space where we are actually interfacing with people who, if it was 10 years ago, we wouldn't have the opportunity because I think we were all thinking differently. I think the idea of us also opening ourselves up to saying that we want to do work, which is going to be...
I think for me, it was like I wanted to settle down first. I think the offers were always there, particularly from Telugu, it was there. Kannada also, like Lucia was first offered to me. And then, Rishab was a actor at that point of time. He was doing small roles. So I think the moment I felt that, I think around 2020, 19, 20, around that time, not even that, during the lockdown time, I started to feel a bit more settled because that's the time when I took stock. When the lockdown hit, I was like, okay, where am I at? I don't have any debts. I have like, okay, I'm all right. I'm settled. I have this work coming. I don't know how this lockdown is going to pan out. And once the lockdown opened up, the work was coming. I was like, I'm all right. I feel settled, It's just stable. So I think that gave me the confidence also to sort of start accepting interesting roles that came by from other languages, because growing up in Bangalore, none of these languages are alien to me. Although I can't really speak Malayalam or Telugu, but I'm doing one in Telugu right now. But they're not like sudden alien languages to me. I can manage them. If I put the right kind of effort, I'm able to sort of manage them.
Do you know how big that is how large
it's an asset,
that is
right now? It's a huge asset.
Yeah.
Because if you're able to understand, because many times what happens is that actors will learn the lines, but they don't know what they're saying. I don't have that problem. At least I know what I'm saying because I'm familiar with that language. I've grown up watching films in that language and having, like in my school, and I grew up in PSU, the most brilliant thing about being born in a PSU environment is this multiculturalism. You are exposed to all sorts of languages and cultures and festivals, and every household has one festival going on at some time and something special to eat.
Yeah, you're like, Ugadi, I know what's being made in your kitchen. Like, this is amazing.
And all the Brahmin households will have not only Brahmin households, a lot of Kannada households would have rangolis outside. And Kodavas, we don't do anything. I was fascinated with all of those patterns and everything. And you're always avoiding it when you're going on the cycle. You don't want to ruin it.
Correct.
You're like,
Correct. At the same time, this year has been particularly interesting for us in Hindi cinema because our biggest hit is a hit nobody expected, which is Sayyara. I don't know if you watched it, but it's on Netflix now. But the reason why I think about it is because, at the same time, I think we are also trying to figure who we are all over again. Like, do you care about the identity of Hindi cinema? Because I know that you love it. And I know that you grew up on it. And I think there are films that the two of us love jointly, But it defined a certain, sort of like storytelling. And I feel like that doesn't...
But what is the identity of Hindi cinema? I have no clue. Like, what is it? Like, it was different in the 80s. The whole romantic stuff started happening in the 90s. It was very formulaic because it competed with television. and all the big spectacles and all that in the 80s. It was Angry Young Man and Average Young Man in the 70s with Mamul Palekar.
Correct.
And
Correct.
so what it has gone through lots of different identities. It had this whole like socialist kind of ideas in the 60s, 50s.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like all of the, but what is the identity then? Like, why does cinema have to have, like Hindi cinema has to have, I mean, Hindi cinema was pan-India before the whole concept of pan-India existed,
So true.
right? Like Amitabh Bachchan was everybody's superstar.
Correct. Rajnikant did so many films in many languages.
But Rajnikant, if you see his interviews, he himself says that a lot of his early films were remakes of Mr. Bachchan's films.
Yeah.
And that contributed to his stardom.
Yeah, that's a great way to look at it.
Like Rajesh Khanna, the kind of like the first time he realized that he was such a big star, when apparently he had come to, this is again excerpts from like his interview or his book or something like that. Apparently he first realized how big a deal he was when he came like early 70s. He had some store opening, they had invited him in Bangalore. He said there were people lining the streets from the airport to that store.
What? That's amazing.
In Bangalore. He said like, this is not even like a place where I've come to promote any of my films or anything.
Yeah.
They didn't do any promotions at that point of time. He said people are crazy. In Bangalore, he didn't expect like that. He's like, okay, Bombay or Delhi or something like, some place like that. He would like, yeah, in Bengaluru. It was called Bangalore then, yeah. So that's when he thought that he was such a big deal. I mean, that's the kind of impact that pan-India cinema had. But now, like, why does Hindi cinema have to have a certain identity? Why can't it be like how cinema, it's cinema. It goes through phases, right?
Absolutely.
Why does it have to? So I'm a little confused when you say like, you know, the identity of Hindi cinema. Like, what is that?
No, I think that we're not able to really get people in to watch our stories right now, currently, especially Hindi language films. But the same audience is buying a ticket to Kantara Chapter 1.
But that Kantara Chapter 1, but how many are like, you release some other Kannada film or something else, will they still go and watch it? I think this perspective has lots of issues.
So what should be the perspective?
I don't know. I think it's just like, the times are changing. For some reason, people don't want to watch certain kinds of films in the movie hall.
Sure.
They're like, we want to watch it in the comfort. If there is some hype and spectacle, I mean, we've been through this. I mean, I was really young in the 80s. Subhash Ghai himself said in one of his interviews that he decided to make his films a certain way because he's like, you're never going to have the same experience on television. You have to come to the cinemas to watch those big shots, those sweeping landscapes and the car going from ding dong, sing a song, and all of that spectacle cinema is from the 80s, like from that time. So I think that we want to see on the big screen.
Correct.
A perfect family, people will say we'll sit in the comfort of our home and watch it. So the consumer choices have changed because they were given options. It's not that they changed it by themselves.
Yeah.
But it's with times because people are also more stressed. They have less time to do shit now.
Correct.
Right?
Absolutely.
So then you have to figure out how to do it. So many of them in a city like Mumbai, many of them on the go. It's there like they'll put on stuff on their mobile phones and put earphones, and then that 45-minute journey, they'll watch one episode.
Of course, that's what we do. If I had to ask you to look back at this year, have you had time to watch other people's work?
Not so much.
I thought as much because it's been a busy year, right?
Which one? Who in particular?
I'm saying generally, if you had to recommend something that you saw recently that you thought, oh my God.
I'm like, it's just been like a good year and a bad year also. So I'm just, sometimes when I get the time, I just want to like chill and do. I just want to go to the kitchen and cook some food and eat, and just like my place is in the kitchen. So I find it quite therapeutic also to like make up recipes and all that. Today also, like I've already half prepared stuff and I have kept, and I have to go and finish it and then eat it.
Oh wow! So that's what you're doing usually.
Yeah, these days I'm doing
these
this.
days,
but otherwise, some other days, I don't know. In the future, I'll probably do something else.
No, fair enough. If I ask you that, if this is a time for you to look back, take stock, when you look back and took stock, I think in the pandemic, you were like, I'm okay, yaar.
Yeah.
So if you had to take stock right now, where are you at?
I think I'm still okay. I've been okay for quite some time.
How long?
But I think I'm just entering a new phase. I'm not entirely sure what sort of a phase it is. Because I don't have any preconceived ideas as to this is how my journey has to go now or something like that.
Sure.
And I've always looked at it like that Pink Floyd lyric, like, on an endless river. The endless river. I'm on a boat on an endless river. And I think I have to allow myself to sort of also experience the rapids and the beautiful serene waters, or all the good things, night things, everything like that. And maybe one day I'll be like, because it's an endless river, there is no destination or anything.
I wish we had an endless liver. But
So
anyway.
yeah. Or yes. Endless liver. I'll get a t-shirt, endless liver. I said endless liver.
But yeah.
I'm thick, you see, so my pronunciations are all...
Oh no, I don't want to.
So maybe one day I'll just stop rowing the boat and I'm like, yeah, I'm done.
Yeah. They never do. I just want to say, the ones
No,
who are on the endless
it's very
river.
likely. It's very likely that I will be done.
What
someday.
would you do, Gulu, in life?
Something else. I'll do something else. I don't know what, but something else.
That's amazing. The reason I'm saying this is
probably nothing, but that's also like, doing nothing is so... It doesn't create any trouble.
Yeah. I agree.
Everybody's happy. If you do nothing, there's nothing.
Yeah.
You're not in anybody's
कुछ
way.
नहीं करता यार. It's the best.
किसी को कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं, कुछ नहीं करने वाले, मतलब और चाहिए जिंदगी में.
वो कुछ नहीं करता.
तो कुछ करने के चक्कर में ही सब
भसड़ हो जाती है. And we must end this on note of, I have to ask you what Dharmendra meant to you, because he's meant too much to a lot of people recently, and I'd love to hear this from you.
There is an image of him from Yaadon ki Baraat, because I saw it on the cassette that my dad had. Him holding that Rampuri chaku comes from there.
Yes.
From him holding that thing like that. He's wearing, I think, a denim shirt and denim this one. And his hair, he had that hairstyle he had for a long time. So it's like kind of like that. It was Dharmendra's hairstyle. I don't know what to call it. It was
Dharmendra hairstyle.
Yeah, nobody had a hair. It was only his hair. Like that. And very sort of with the buttons open or something like that. And I used to look at that and say, wow, like kya hero hai. Matlab, I used to be mesmerized by that. But that image of Dharmendra, I still have it in my head. Like, I was like, wow, what an image, what a beautiful image, so powerful or something. And when we were doing Atmaram, that image came up and I said, and initially they were considering some knives. I said, no, I want that knife. I want that same knife he's holding.
Yes.
The hand crank one. I want that.
It's amazing how artists will always leave something for you to go back to.
I can't explain it. It's just beautiful. That I don't even know why I like that image.
Yeah.
What it did to me when I was like, 6-7 years old. But it really like captivated me. I was like, wow. Maybe at that point of time I was like, मेरा भी एक दिन poster लगेगा, मैं भी ऐसे खड़ा रहूँगा or something. It's very possible, I don't remember. But it was such a... And I think he had that magnetic charm, like, something that really made you just want to look at his face. Like,
so true.
He had something like... But I think there was a certain charm about him was really like, made people really like him.
Thank you so much for sharing. It was so beautiful. It's always lovely to talk to you, but I want to say I'm so happy for you because it is truly a party to watch you this year.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Just do